Struggle meals are one of the most useful tools in your culinary toolkit. They should be cheap, easy, and ideally delicious. Often made with random ingredients by people with little to no cooking skills, no one is above a struggle meal, not even me. Today is part 2 of FutureCanoe tries his viewer struggle meals from across the world, and it's not pretty, but there were some gems, plus I show my daughter one of my favorite struggle meals. Before I go on with today's episode, I do want to give a special shout out to my amazing patron, Ian Goki. Thank you so much for your support, and with that said, on to the reaction. We are doing part 2 of the worldwide struggle meals, and well, by demand of you, the audience, the wonderful viewing audience, and I figured the way we start this is do the first struggle meal we saw FutureCanoe do. Takis with...
Well, can I try what a taki is on its own first?
Okay, yes. Taki. I've never had a Takis.
Oh, you go first.
Oh, okay. Fuego. Takis Fuego. Good. Good.
Spicy?
No. Okay. So FutureCanoe did Takis and Nutella. I know you don't like Nutella, but for the sake...
It's palm oil now.
Yeah. But
real Nutella didn't have palm oil.
Of course, now the corporation need to make us some money, so they...
You can get the Bun Maman chocolate.
Same.
It's the real shit. A little bit more expensive. Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, this is FutureCanoe's, this was one of his favorite struggle meals, and our first video of struggle meals, watching FutureCanoe's struggle meal, was this combo.
No.
That's,
the chocolate just takes over.
Yeah. Okay. Disappointed.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Well, we did it. For you, the audience.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch this shit. Shall
Underwhelming.
we? Underwhelming. Oh.
Wait.
What?
You telling me we're finishing the video? What? Eat that too?
Yes.
No. You fucked up.
I did fuck up. Fortunately, we have backup audio now. I invest into new equipment. All right, let's do this. Let's check this out. I'm gonna finish you guys off, baby.
What?
We're gonna part 2 of worldwide struggle meals.
Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass it like Stockton.
Oh yeah,
it
we
tastes
saw this
straight
one.
up like a restaurant quality Thai satay chicken and rice. I can't believe the sauce is just peanut butter, water, and some chicken bouillon. Very impressive. 9 out of 10. From County Durham, UK, Riley is introducing us to a Campfire hash brown. Since when did grating Spam become our weekly routine? So that's some cheese, Spam, also grated potato.
I kinda like that idea.
Wash
I like where this is going.
Squeeze out the water. The choice of binder here is not an egg.
Wait.
Not corn.
He's squeezing the starch out of a cooked potato?
No, that's raw.
That was a raw potato.
That was a raw potato.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Starch, but hummus. I'm assuming that you were using it as a dip and you forgot eggs or starch, so you just threw that in there. Whenever there's potatoes, we gotta use duck fat, a lot of it.
Oh.
Alright, a couple minutes on each side. We're gonna attempt to do the impossible here.
Nice.
Not bad.
Not bad.
We'll just flip it manually and sear it on the other side for 3 minutes or so. And flipping it onto a plate is gonna be much easier. Look.
Dude, that looks
Do you guys think it looks like a hash brown? Or just the surface?
It looks like, no, it looks like corned beef hash.
It feels a lot softer. Probably because of the Spam.
It looks like corned beef hash.
Yeah, straight up.
That's what it is.
I expect the potato to be still crunchy. The variety of texture in here is making it very interesting. Overall, I feel like
the potatoes are still crunchy?
Yeah.
Oh, the potatoes are not cooked.
No, they're not cooked.
No.
I mean, listen, it's browned outside. I don't know how low his heat was, but I suspect if he put that down, put some water in the pan, and cook this.
Cook, if you get this struggle meal, cook that potato, cook that potato.
Right.
Like,
all
the way to almost cooked.
Right.
Where it's still holding its firm.
Right.
And then finish it off in the recipe.
Right.
You'll be no problems and it'll actually stick together better.
The process is pretty easy.
And then I would add And an egg in there too.
It'll have a can of Spam and some cheese. I'll give it a 9 out of 10, provided you drown it in hot sauce. The next dish is German/Scandinavian, called the white fish. Basically a bunch of stuff thrown together. I love that type of recipe. And I guess what is implying here, we have to use frozen Alaska pollock. Like, is it raw?
Frozen pollock fillets used to be super fucking cheap. I mean, it's akin to cod. Great fish, actually. And it's what?
Okay, that's a nasty flavor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't like that.
Sorry. You have the pretzel. Anyway, pollock for the longest time is what the original McFish was made out of.
It's also how they used to make fake scallops. They used to punch it out.
With pollock?
Or like, do you boil it or something? But it seems like the recipe is asking to defrost and just straight up put it into the salad, which I'm definitely not gonna do. With my luck, I'm afraid that if I eat one piece of raw food, it's gonna be the contaminated piece. To about half a cup of heavy cream, we're gonna add a quarter cup of heavy cream and a can of tuna. That would be our raw white fish of the dish. Diced pickles, also half an apple, also diced up. You know what I just realized? Every German dish we've made on this channel had pickles in it. Finally, dill, seasoned
apples and shit all the time. You know how I feel about sweet stuff in my savory.
I know you're weird. You're weird. I
don't like that shit in my salads and
like
my.
It.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what motherfucker put raisins in potato salad and made that successful.
I'm not a fan of raisins in potato salad.
Damn it. That person should.
Korean potato salad
strung up.
Often has raisins in it. I'm not a fan of that. That I agree with you. But I do like raw grapes in potato salad.
No.
No. Yeah, yes.
Salt and pepper. I only did pepper here. Mix everything together, and that's pretty much it.
I'm down with that.
Original picture. I say it's looking pretty damn close. You can't even tell there's no raw fish.
Put that in a sandwich.
I guess this is like a Scandinavian tartare or a ceviche. I really hope this is not trying to imitate that fermented shark #1 smelling thing. So let's give it a taste.
Oh, don't ever bring that.
No. I've had a fermented skate wing before. Ammonia. I don't do well with ammonia flavors. Ooh, Nutella.
It's alright. It's an average tuna salad. I love the sweetness from the apple, so 5 out of 10. Jesper from Gothenburg, Sweden. I think the
the one thing I don't want in there.
Gothenburg. What food is Sweden known for? Oh no, can't think of anything. Let us know in the comments
Swedish dish we've made so far on this channel is from that really small gamer. Do you guys remember that? Jesper invented this dish in culinary school back in the 80s. You're kind of old.
What?
Well, all his friends were suspicious until they tasted it, and apparently it's really cheap. So starting off with a hot pan, actually a cold pan, because we need to render out the fat from the pancetta. Pre-diced pancetta feels nice. When you start hearing crackling like this and the 80% of the fat is out, we'll put it in
let's do a carbonara.
My wife uses this pre-cubed pancetta all the time for fried rice. It's great. She'll render out the fat from the...
And you leave the fat.
Don't
drain the fat.
And then she cracks an egg, cooks the egg, and then puts in the rice. It's fucking dinner, man.
That's almost all you need.
Yeah.
That's almost all you need.
Onion, garlic, saute a little bit, and a bunch of shredded cabbage. This is the main character here. We're going to put more than you expect because it's going to wilt a lot. To season, we're using molasses.
That's going to be like a choucroute.
There's molasses and maple syrup. I checked. And a bunch of hot sauce. Sweet and spicy, you know? Mix that all together, taking
Okay, molasses and maple syrup, two completely different things. But, I mean, this is FutureCanoe we're talking about.
Some color. Finally, we're putting cooked pasta, preferably macaroni, but I don't have rigatoni right now. I guess this could be either a warm pasta salad or a Swedish stir-fry lo mein. But regardless.
Yeah, I don't blame you. You would lose a lot of people with something like that. But you know how you don't lose is on 420 when you have a 5 CBD high potency Delta 9 gummy, the sponsor of today's video. 5 CBD offers 3 types of gummies, each uniquely crafted to give you the perfect feeling for all kinds of situations. Surge is similar to a sativa effect, which keeps your vibe while still getting shit done. Vibes is similar to a hybrid, which provides a nice relaxed feeling while still allowing you to be productive through the day. My favorite by far is Chill, which is similar to an indica effect, so it's great for sitting on the couch, binging on TV, playing guitar and vibing out, and most importantly, sleeping like a baby. 5CBD is one of the most trusted brands out there with third-party lab testing produced in a AA rated BRC facility, which is the highest rating for food production. It's made in the US with US grown hemp. It's no wonder they have 20 million jars sold. If you're still on the fence about Delta 9 gummies, know that 5CBD is one of my personal favorite brands, a consistent sponsor on this channel, and I've been taking edibles for nearly a decade now. Use my link in the description to get 42% off site-wide using my code CHEF420. Must be 21 or older.
The cooking process is very
It's not a pasta dish.
It's the wrong pasta.
Yeah.
It's the wrong pasta.
Spätzle. Come on, baby.
Yeah,
Spätzle.
Or even something like a linguine
no,
or
because the
spaghetti.
ratio of pasta to the filling is not right. So spätzle, you want every spoonful, then you can sell
I agree
it.
with you. I'm fine with spätzle or macaroni, like the baby.
Again, small.
Orzo.
Again, small.
Yeah, small. I agree with you. Yeah.
Tennis.
Maple syrup's gonna be weird in that, though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is actually so fire. Sweet, savory, spicy, acidic. It's got every flavor going on there. Everything's well coated.
Wait, where was the acidic?
Where was the acidic? You're right. The acidic.
Pancetta feels
Right.
nice.
Pancetta.
When you start hearing crackling like this and the 80% of the fat is out, we'll put in our aromatics.
Is the cabbage
Onion,
sour?
garlic, saute a little bit.
No. Onion, garlic,
And a bunch of shredded cabbage. This is the main character here.
Shredded
we're gonna
cabbage.
put
That's
more
raw.
than you
That's raw
expect
cabbage.
because it's gonna wilt a lot. To season, we're using molasses. There's molasses and maple syrup. I checked, and a bunch of hot sauce, sweet and
Oh, the
The
hot
hot sauce.
sauce.
spicy. You know, makes
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that looks like Frank's Red Hot. That's pretty much all vinegar, which that's
it
not
all
a bad thing.
together, taking on some color. Finally, we're putting cooked pasta, preferably macaroni, but Angeles from Spain. I guess the American equivalent of being named an angel in Spanish would be like precious or something. Spanish omelet. Isn't that a Spanish tortilla?
grandmother's
a
name was
Spanish
Angel.
tortilla in the
Oh, yeah?
easiest way, with 3 eggs and a bag of crisps. I thought it was a struggle meal, but you kind of lost me there at 3 eggs, so I'm gonna let my anger out on the original ways. I feel like the bag of chips I got is too big.
I feel like we're missing a bunch of jokes this time around.
know.
It's like going over my head. Let us know in the comments below what we're missing, because both Frenchie and I are like,
I'm actually not listening to him anymore.
you're not
No, I'm looking at the.
at the dish.
Yeah. Damn.
So far,
You know I can't walk and chew gum.
yeah, I know.
So I went with 5 eggs.
This monotone nephew got money.
After mixing it together, we'll let it soak up for at least 10 minutes and then just fry it up
I
on the
like
stove
this.
how you
I
would
like where
a
this is
normal
going.
omelet.
Whoa. Dude.
To
I
be
would put
fair,
some
I
cheese
never
on
really
that.
liked Spanish tortilla. I prefer just straight up omelet or a hash brown. But this one's significantly easier to do and you don't need to season it.
Tortillas always feel like overcooked eggs.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah, I would rather just have scrambled eggs.
Yeah. And then when people tell me, oh, here's a quiche, and it's like, no, it's a fucking tortilla. You gave me a fucking tortilla.
At all
Overcooked.
because the
Ugh.
Lay's chips are super salty. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10, but I'm really biased.
Yeah.
As usual, being my consistent
Like, I wouldn't make that if I had those two things. I would eat the bag of chips and I would make myself scrambled
top
eggs.
4 geographies in my analytics, we have to make an Indian dish. This is an Indian comfort food and it helps when you have the... Okay, the ingredients are basically
Stomach
rice,
issues like
yogurt,
diarrhea.
oil, and a bunch of spices. Components wise, there's 2. We're gonna infuse the oil with curry leaves. I'm replacing with bay because as my subscriber, you are my
I was going to
bae.
say curry leaves.
Cardamom, cumin, cashmere, and fenugreek. We're gonna put this on the
Cashmere?
stove and let it come up to almost smoking. The other component is basically just rice mixed into yogurt with a little bit of salt. When the oil is almost ready, we'll make a little hole in the center and pour it directly over.
Whoa.
So you're telling me this is supposed to cure diarrhea? More like an imitation of
No.
it, but it smells incredible. So let's
Jesus.
give it a taste.
What the
No.
fuck?
No,
is
don't
that?
don't do this,
It
people.
tastes like a very aromatic fried rice, and the acidity from the yogurt cuts through the fat. Overall, pretty balanced, surprisingly. I'm gonna give it an 8.4 out of 10.
What?
No. No.
No.
Next one's a really short method.
We're going to have to reevaluate struggle meals here.
I mean, there's something struggling here for sure. Yeah. All right.
Jamal
My name is
is
Jamal
from
Africa. I eat fried
and he
chicken.
eats fried chicken. And just boil it
Best way
and
to
bake
boil
it.
it?
You know,
Boil it?
Jamal, you could have.
That's not fried chicken then. That's baked chicken.
It's what was that thing in the bag and you put shake and bake?
Shake and
Phrase
bake.
this
Shake and bake.
a lot better, like giving some
Except for
measurement
chicken.
or like a background
bake.
story of the dish or something. But you know, the best dishes are always the simplest. So
I get the technique. I used to poach my chicken wing first, and then let it fully cool, dust it in cornstarch, and then deep fry it, and then coat it with sauce. Oh, came out banging.
Or you can do what we do on our bar menu.
What's that?
We do duck confit wings, and then we use that to make our gochujang
à l'orange
wings.
Wait, oh, very nice. And pick up a jammy olive oil t-shirt. Frenchie's not wearing pants, so he can't stand up.
well, let's give it a try. So we'll salt the
I'm not
water,
falling for that.
boil the chicken.
And you have the other
egg,
camera.
Flour batter, no measurements at all. We'll coat the boiled chicken into the batter, put it on a baking sheet, and bake at 400 for 20 minutes.
No, yuck.
Oh! No!
Oh, God.
Carrie from South
Why?
Africa is introducing us to baked beans curry. That's exactly what it sounds like. Is it a South African dish? Because it sounds very British. First, of course, sauteing some onion, curry powder, garam masala, kashmiri, and turmeric. We'll heat that up to activate the aroma and add in some chopped fresh tomatoes. The key now is to stew it
so
a
far,
little
very
bit until
sound.
it breaks.
I mean, all very sound techniques.
But
Toasting
you see, you have
spices.
ingredients, all of that to make wonderful dishes.
Yes, yeah. It's not a struggle meal.
You know,
in
you're
my
turning
mind.
it into a shitty
Sit
meal.
down and it becomes soft and mushy like this, and a whole can of
Okay,
baked
so you have a
beans.
tomato.
I think every can
Oh.
of baked beans, you only get one piece of bacon. That's my personal experience over the years, at least. Let me know in the comments if you ever opened a can of baked beans and found 2 pieces of bacon. After stewing for 10 minutes, it became an actual comforting curry dish. I don't think anybody's
I'd eat
surprised
the shit
here.
out of
Every
that.
element
Not
in
me.
this is great,
know, not
perfect
you.
struggle meal. 9 out of 10. Salmon.
There's nothing so far that I would.
No, I would put that over rice.
No.
And eat
I
it.
would
And
just.
an egg.
I would rather just eat an onion as an apple.
I would take that, put over rice, and get an egg.
Yeah, I would just
Sunny
get
side up
rice. Yeah, rice, butter, salt, pepper.
True.
I'm happy.
Or, you know what's
I'm happy.
You know what was one of my go-to struggle meals was just rice, butter, and soy sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
That's
it. That's it. That's it.
That's a struggle
That's
meal.
a struggle meal.
No, you know what a
Opposite,
struggle
the
meal
grape
is?
sandwich.
Is shooting a squirrel and putting that over and over. Fine, that's a struggle meal.
I mean, I think I'm gonna make that for my daughter. You know,
What,
for the
squirrel?
last episode. No,
it's good though.
I've never tried it.
Oh, it's good.
No, rice with soy sauce and butter. I think I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
It's gonna go at the end of this episode. Stay tuned, everybody.
Cheese. Yeah, that's it. But to take it up a level, however, I'm gonna replace the grapes with grape jelly. People have cheese and fruit together all the time, so let's give it a taste. I'm gonna assume that Egypt has better education than the US, because if this is what they're serving in their middle school, it's so much better than a PB&J. The savory sweet combination is delicious. I'm gonna start incorporating this into my life. Saba from
Listen, when you get a
Hungary.
cheese board, they give you cheese and they give you a sweetness to contrast it.
Some
You
kind
know,
of
like
fruit preserve.
fig
or-
jam.
Yeah.
What? You and Blondie, extra fig jam.
And mustard.
It must.
Yeah. So we.
The mustard's for what though?
Well, I always get the
pate?
mustard for the pate and the burger.
And then extra mayo for the
Extra
French fries.
For the French fries. Yeah. How European of me.
His mom always make tej ola jide ola tunji in the morning because it's easy and fast. At first I was very confused to where I can find a cup of salmonella, but I found out just cornmeal. We're gonna cook the cornmeal with my roommate's
Semolina.
milk. This stuff cooks really fast. Also, I'm starting to feel like this is part of the whole ruling class force feeding horse food conspiracy theory
Make
I
your
talked about earlier.
bring the milk to a boil first,
Mm.
because you're gonna.
Get clumps.
After it's thick and a little bit creamy, we'll put that on a plate and top it off with some nice garnishing spices.
Some butter. Is his fucking flame still on?
Shit. Oh no! Oh,
I've done that before. I've done that before.
Cinnamon, cocoa powder, mix that up a little bit. Provided I already love cornmeal, the cocoa powder and cinnamon does add a lot of flavor without the sweetness. But it has this weird...
You know how many times like when I'm like on the verge of feeling better from like a 3 or 4 days, I like cream of wheat.
Oh yeah.
And then sometimes I'll mix it with honey. Sometimes I'll mix it with cocoa powder.
Yeah.
It's such a sticky, down your throat, fill your gut feeling.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
So 7 out of 10. The next one is a Russian drink called the fruit compot. I think it's the easiest one today. We just need to soak a bunch of dry fruit and eat it.
Is that how you spell
compot
in Russian?
Seems to be impossible for me to get in New York. We'll put on high heat, bring it to a boil,
they love
turn
their
off the
dates
heat,
and
soak
prunes
for
and
an hour.
raisins.
Strain the juice from the fruits and serve it separately. You eat the fruit and drink the juice. The inventor of raisins is climbing out of his grave right now.
That's a diuretic.
I feel like we could have achieved the same purpose by having a glass of water.
He's going to the bathroom after that.
Dry fruits. As soon as I took a sip of the juice, I realized what's missing: the Russian essence.
Vodka. Vodka.
I like this guy's style.
Vodka.
Here are some miscellaneous recipes with no statement of origin, like Nate is too lazy to make sticky rice, so to save time he just takes condensed milk and frozen fruit. And I have to eat it quickly without letting my roommate figure out what I'm doing. Why not? What else am I supposed to do with it? So warm rice, condensed milk, frozen fruit.
Fuck yeah.
Maybe a little more condensed milk. Starting to remind me of that ice cream I had earlier. It was such a positive experience, so I have high hopes for this one.
I
just wish I had mango instead of blueberries, but it actually tastes like sticky rice. But the key here is to put almost as much condensed milk as rice. 8 out of 10. Last but not least, we are
down. I would sprinkle a little salt on
ending the struggle meal recipe video with a healthy, cheap cheesecake recipe. It's pretty anabolic like our last video. Into a food processor, we're gonna put in half a pound of cottage cheese, 2 eggs, and 2
struggle meal. If you have to use a food processor,
it's
not a struggle meal, guys.
I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. My pull is not that strong. Neither is my pull.
So eggs, cottage cheese,
flour, and some cinnamon. We're gonna blend everything up.
Was that cottage cheese?
Yeah.
Almost glossy after blending.
Wow.
The batter have raw eggs, but it tastes great. Don't ask me how I found out. We're gonna bake it at 400 for 50 minutes. Seems a little long. You know what it feels like? It feels like top tier leather. The stuff that my sister overspent my parents' money on. But as usual, we're gonna attack it from the center, give it a taste, and roll on to tin. Honestly, this tastes better than 80% of the anabolic recipe from the other video. It tastes like a slightly compromised chocolate cheesecake. I think blended cottage cheese just tastes better than non-fat cream cheese. And it has better macros too. So I'm actually going to save this because this is definitely an 8.
I'd be curious to try that, but I don't want to bust out the food processor.
Yeah.
You know, I'm too lazy.
5 out of 10. Thank you to everyone who shared their recipe. The next submission is going to be in the description. As usual, those of you who have the Lick My Game membership already...
Okay, cool. We finished the video, everybody. I'm going to make
we're happy
rice, butter, and soy sauce with my daughter. Thanks for tuning in. And hope
when are you doing that? You have reservations downstairs.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm about to show my daughter how to make a very simple struggle meal. Cheap, tasty, easy. And I have some white rice here. We always have white rice. I warmed it up in the microwave. This rice is still nice and warm. So now my lovely daughter is going to put some butter in the rice. But hang on, honey. To make your life easy, turn this around. Yeah, okay. You're right-handed, right? Yeah, so use your right hand. Oops. Why don't you go move in a little bit more? Okay. And then we're gonna put that butter in there. Here. Yep, scrape against the side. Good. Do you want more butter? Yeah, you can put in a little more butter. Is that enough? Yeah? Okay. So next, here, why don't you hold, or you want to mix the rice? So because the butter, the rice is nice and warm, the butter will melt but honey, you don't want to break up the rice kernel, so you want to kind of fold the rice from the bottom to the top of the butter, okay? And you don't want to beat up the rice because, oh, careful, let's move this. Okay? So we're trying not to cut the rice, we're just trying to move it around so that it slowly starts to melt the butter. And I actually want to put more butter. Okay, more butter.
How much butter do we need?
That's about a tablespoon and a half there. All right. And we're going to keep mixing this into the warm rice until the butter is all melted.
I see the other butter is starting to melt now.
Yeah, you can see the butter starting to melt. And then you can also feel the rice is starting to get coated with the butter. It's getting shiny and glistening. Where are you going? You're supposed to be helping me make this. So notice I'm taking the bottom of the rice and just folding it on top of the butter. I don't want to cut the rice, as I mentioned earlier. You can see the butter starting to, it's okay. We can clean that up later, okay?
The rice is getting more beige.
Yep. But as I'm mixing in the butter, it's getting easier and easier to move the rice around because it's getting coated with fat, so it's rice is sliding around a lot easier.
But I don't like meat fat.
You don't like what?
Meat fat.
Meat fat?
Yeah, I like the fat of meat.
Yeah, but you like butter.
Yeah.
You like it when I make scrambled eggs with butter.
Yeah.
Right? So because butter has amazing flavor. Okay. So there's still a little chunk of butter there, but it's pretty much all melted. So now we're going to put some soy sauce, but not too much, just a little bit. Just for some salt and a little bit of flavor. That's it. Now, yeah, why don't you mix that around? Same principle. You're going to take from the bottom and, yep, fold it around. And you can see it's barely changing color. Okay. Here.
It's kind of changing color.
Yeah, we don't want it to change too much color. If it changes too much color, that means we put in too much soy sauce. Okay, and that is it. That is literally it. It is so easy and so delicious. I'm gonna let you try it first. It's really good, right? Isn't that delicious? I'm gonna have some too.
Maybe I can make this for breakfast.
Well, we don't want to eat this every day. So if it's not salty enough, you can just put a tiny bit more soy sauce. Okay?
But why can't we just use salt instead of soy sauce?
You can. You can even put in a little pepper. If you want to make it extra fancy, you can put an egg on top. But that's it. This is just butter, white rice, and a little bit of soy sauce. It's one of my favorite dishes growing up.
Is this salty?
Nope.
Okay.
Do you want more?
Okay, maybe just a bite or two.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that. Chef Brian Tsao's struggle meal.
I'm trying to go on a weekly healthy diet.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Before we close out this episode, I want to say thank you to all of my amazing patrons. Thank you so much for your support. And for the rest of you, please consider becoming a patron by clicking the link in the description below. By becoming a patron, get to take advantage of some awesome perks like early access to new episodes and patron exclusive content. You want me to bring it for you next week? No, I bring fresh rice. I just go to Panda Express and get some white rice. You have some butter downstairs.
Just no, if we go to Panda, we get a real meal.
Yeah,
I've never had Panda Express.
Neither have I.
What in the goddamn?
If anything, we get like.
No, we don't go to Panda Express.
So you want white people food? Yes, give me the orange chicken, please.
There's the new Chinese place a few blocks up, remember?
Where?
Yeah, not too... listen, guys, we're going to go have Chinese food next week. But with that said, hope you enjoyed this
Which
episode.
Chinese place?
The place with the hanging ducks and roast pork. We
yeah.
haven't been there
Yeah, we
yet.
have to go
Big
there.
Wong. Big Wong.
Big Wong.
Big Wong. We gotta
Come
have
get a
big-
piece
yeah,
of my
we
Big
gotta-
Wong.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as we did making it. And remember, it always gets better. And with that said, I'm Chef Brian Tsao, not your typical chef.
Frenchy.
And we'll see you really soon. Say bye to the wide cam. Bye.